I'm going to give you a story that I wrote about kind of an inspirational situation, so check it out. The story here begins the same way the story ends, with a girl who fell in love with a story and a pen. Maggie was her name, but she was married to her friends, and all Mary really cared about was making words bend. I mean, she loved to write. I mean, she really loved to write, and if you looked at Maggie's stuff and what was underneath her bed, you'd find a big stack of poetry that no one ever read. She wrote about all sorts of things, about magic, about hexes, about love, about sex, about dramatic effect, and if it wasn't just perfecto, she'd tear it up and let go and start a fresh new page, giving her best from the get-go. So, she kept writing and writing. She got so excited, in fact, that the paper in her room started accumulating in stacks, and she caught a little flack from people who would ask, Mary, why do you want to do that? There's a whole world outside. You stay walled up like a rat. Mary, why do you love to write? What do you dream about at night? Lady, what makes you tick inside? Then Mary got very quiet and her eyes got very wide. She said, look, I want to write the best story that you've ever heard, the most sensational plot, the most clever words. I want my story to be someone that you can fall in love with and be intimate. I want you to pause when you finish it and ask yourself if the spirit of God lives in it. Well, that was that, and all he could ask was, Mary, do you love what you do? She said, yes, I do. Then keep writing, little girl, and show the world what you can do. So she did. She wrote every single day, giving it the best that she could, but before long she wasn't misunderstood. People started to say, wow, Mary, this is really, really good, and you really, really should try and publish it. So she did. She took her story to a publisher who just fell in love with her and said, well, what the hell, I'll put it on the shelf, say it might even sell. Well, sell it did. Her story was loved by adults and kids, and critics were just full of her, and much to her surprise, Mary even got a prize. They call it the Pulitzer. Fast forward a few more stories in a few more years, different Mary, different career. No more Mary the lonely, no more Mary the weird. She was Mary the legendary, Mary the literate, Mary the one whose stories you can fall in love with and be intimate, Mary the one who made you pause when you finished it and ask yourself if the spirit of God lives in it. But all stories have to end and all dreams have to fade, so there came one fateful day when Mary took the stage in front of thousands of fans and held up both hands. She said, my friends, these hands used to be golden like Midas, but I can no longer write because they both have arthritis. The crowd was shocked and even frightened. They said, Mary, Mary, quite contrary, to you this must be oh so scary. You can no longer write. What are you going to do with your life? What are you going to dream about at night? Then Mary got very quiet and her eyes got very wide. She said, look, I've never had a dream in my life because a dream is what you want to do and still haven't pursued. I knew what I wanted and I did it till it was done, so I've been living the dream that I wanted from day one. And like the ending of a chapter and the turning of a page, Mary smiled and waved and walked off stage. The end, boys and girls.